right into it.
What's up, Gary?
How are you,
I'm
Phil?
good,
How are
bro. How you
things?
doing? Long time.
Long time. It's good to see you.
Hey, man. So listen, one of the things that we've done in our company is we put together, I want to give you a little context before I answer my question. We put together a model of coronavirus buying decision making amongst 150 to 200 million consumers. And we put it together, this data over the last few days to see why people are making purchasing decisions.
Okay.
And one thing we found is in the last 4 weeks, a complete skip, a complete jump from anything we've seen in the last 10 years, where people are buying for 3 reasons only right now: helping others, safety, and trust. Over the last few years, you've seen this as well: significance, acquiring wealth, showing how great you are. Those were a lot of the key buying decisions, purchasing decisions that buyers are making. And it's completely flip-flop. And so there are a lot of business owners right now who built their business over the last few years on trust, safety, and helping others, and they haven't gotten traction. And so I'm super curious from you, like, what do you tell business owners? Because it feels like this is their moment.
Offense, if they can deliver it, right? A lot of people built their, on trust or things of that nature and don't have the logistics or the infrastructure to actually take advantage of it, given the nature of whatever they sell. So, to me, the answer during good times and the answer during bad times, challenging times, opportunistic times, is always offense. Offense comes in the form of communication. Communication comes in the form of advertising or original content or acting like a media company. So, to me, I'm seeing a lot of the similar trends, Phil, and
Yeah.
I'm watching people. For example, I have friends who are like, my ecom business is up 2x because they have a trust-oriented soap or something, and I'm like, "How's your behavior?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Are you spending?" They're like, "Gary, we're converting better than ever on Facebook and Instagram because a lot of people have pulled out their ads because their businesses are bad."
Right.
And I'm like, "Why
Great.
are you not? Why are you not 7xing your spend if you have the money?" Like, people are, you've got to know when to strike. I've only had one real obvious moment in my career where all my savings came. I had all my savings. I didn't make a lot of money building my dad's business for him, but I didn't spend any money. I lived in a shitty apartment and just saved. And I had this moment where I just believed in social media, and I saw Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and I spent all my money on investing in those companies. And I remember at the time was like, should I have held back 20% of my savings, things of that nature? But it was black and white to me.
Yeah.
And if I'd held back those 20%, that would have been millions and millions and millions of dollars lost. And so it's funny when you were telling that story, that's what I went back to that moment. If you've got a business that was built on that, if you're seeing the traction, you're not just watching this video and you're like, oh, okay, let me spend all my money. If you're seeing the indications of traction because you have the ability to execute, you have to go all in.
Yeah, and so I totally agree. And I'll give you another one of the data points I'd really like to get your feedback on for your community, which is the platforms that people are going to right now on digital. It's Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And weirdly enough, well, actually it's not, because that's where people get news, is Twitter. It's actually a pretty decent platform to advertise on right now. But here's the crazy thing. 25% of all Americans right now making purchasing decisions are watching local news and consuming local, newspapers, local whatever. That is equal to what everybody is watching on the cable news networks right now. So 25% of America are watching the cable news networks, and 25% of America is just focused on traditional local news. And I know you always talk about this, about how there are efficiencies sometimes in local TV, local and traditional advertising. It feels like this is one of those moments as well.
The debate there is, so I understand that. Like, even for me, I have local 2, 4, and 7 on quite a bit. Because there's a little bit of a warmth of a face that you've known for 34 years, like delivering it. To me, the question is the commercials. How, what's happening during commercial time? Because we're seeing a lot of interesting things during bigger TV events right now where the social, like we've been watching last month, and the social spike during commercial times, as soon as a president's briefing or breaking news or Fauci speaking or, or Cuomo's on, like we're seeing a ton of massive spikes. I think we now live in a world of consuming the main thing, and then
Yeah,
immediately going here and giving our 2 cents, which inevitably means the commercials having a harder time penetrating us. And so, yes, there's always efficiencies. It's a real we're seeing a lot of similar things. My question is, I'm always trying to get people to separate the content from the commercial.
correct.
So, Phil, it's great to see you, man. I hope
Yeah,
everything's
brother, good
well.
seeing you.
Take care. Let's keep it going.